welcome to the most bad oatmeal in the world! YouTube deleted over 10,000 videos of mine! I'm Oatmeal Joey Otto! Welcome to Ojawall2! It's a YouTube channel! It's not Ojawall1! It's Ojawall2! I wanted to take a few seconds or minutes talking about who I am for those who don't know. If this is your first time looking at me and you're thinking, what a weirdo, I'm with you on that. My name's Oatmeal Joey Arnold. Born in 1985 in Oregon, homeschooled. I went to high school. A quick introduction, a quick plug of myself. Not that I'm plugging anything, because I'm not selling anything. Am I selling anything? I don't know. But a quick plug. Quick introduction. I don't like introducing myself, even though I do. The problem is, it's so hard to do it. I went to high school. I went to some colleges, some Bible colleges. In New York, I went to Word of Life Bible Institute, and then I went to the Appalachia Bible College in West Virginia. Then I was back in Oregon, and I was working in Portland. And I was working at a Kel's Irish restaurant, and I was working at a Daniel Grout Elementary School as an after-school assistant, and I was working as a camp counselor in New York and California and Oregon at Word of Life camps and Salvation Army camps, and living my life. This is a boring introduction, but it's somewhat an outline of my life. I started volunteering and working at Free Geek Computers. That's right, Free Geeks. Excuse me. Free Geeks. Why is that so hard to say? I don't know, but I'll tell you what. So I started going there in 2007, and I started learning about how to build computers and all about Linux and Ubuntu. So I'm a big nerd, but I also grew up playing basketball, so I'm somewhat of a jock, if that means anything for you. And I started making videos in 96, right before my 11th birthday. The first movie that we made, it was an hour long. It was a parody of the Power Rangers, and I lived my life, and starting off, early on, I wasn't really good at talking, partly because I was partly deaf, and then my ears started getting better. I had some hearing tubes, and I started improving by the time I was 10. They were I think they were taking the tubes out, as far as I know. That's what I've heard, and started doing better, started talking better, started doing better in school, homeschooled, then high school, then college, and working with the Salvation Army at camps. And then I did ministry with them, like a mission trip for a year in Hawaii, and that was good. And I did a bunch of things, a lot of different things in my life. The biggest thing that I did was going to Vietnam for 5 years, 2012 to 2017, teaching English, and that was a really big part of my life. And I think that basically summarizes my life. If I only had a few seconds to explain my life, an outline of my life would basically be like that. And I think it's important to know, in some ways, where I've been, what I've done, kind of thing. I'm from Oregon, and I like saying that. I include that in my video descriptions, and I've had a bunch of different YouTube channels, over 40 channels, but many of those were locked or disabled, terminated, deleted, removed by YouTube. I feel pretty upset about that sometimes. I mean, it's like, it's not like I didn't know it was gonna happen, but I didn't really want to make a really long video. I wanted to kind of make an introduction video, and it would be really cool if I could like highlight some of the stuff about my life, from my life, including like videos, memes, articles, everything that I've done online, offline, and I mean especially it's like online, like I show everybody what I do in my life, so it's like everything's online, almost everything, like a lot of things, I mean, except for the stuff that they remove and then it's not online anymore, and then a lot of times I don't have copies, and then that's pretty devastating. And I made these videos in the past before, like talking about myself, but it's never good enough. This is Ojawall2 because it's not Ojawall1. YouTube terminated the original Ojawall channel, so this is actually not the original Ojawall channel, and sometimes I'm pretty upset in a way. Like, I feel like, what's the point of like creating another channel if they're just gonna knock it off, if they're just gonna kick me out again? What's the point? This is not really supposed to be like my main channel. The purpose of this channel, for those who don't know, is this channel is supposed to be just like leftovers or behind the scenes or anything that's not really that important. But because the other YouTube channels were terminated, this is the channel where I'm uploading videos at the moment, mostly. And so then I'm like, I don't know what to do exactly. I've been so spread out in my life with like the content that I try to produce. I really want to do different things creatively with the content I put out, and I have a hard time knowing what to focus on, mostly because I'm not doing this all the time. And so when I do something, I feel like I just don't really have the time to make it perfect, to make it good. And so then I just end up putting whatever out. Like, a lot of times it's just gonna be a video, and I just publish it, I just upload it, and that's it. I've spent a lot of time in the past working on videos, editing the videos. I could spend 10 hours working on a 2-minute video, and sometimes nobody watches it. And then you can like literally just like upload a video of nothing and you can get like 1 million views. It's like crazy. A moment ago, like I think it was earlier today, I was watching a reaction video from the React video, the React channel. They had the old people. They were reacting to popular TikTok videos, and they were trying to decide which ones are popular, which ones has more views. And I think it's kind of stupid in a way. I mean, it's interesting. I got one of them right, at least one of them. Like, there was a choice between, okay, what has more views, the baby video or the cat video? And I was like, probably the cat video. People like cats more than they like babies. And that's true. But like, for the most part, it's like in life, like, I mean, like online, it's like on YouTube and TikTok, especially, like, how many views you get is very hard to determine, like how many views a video is going to get, because it's like there's so many variables, and it's not like it's exactly mathematical, because I mean it's like if YouTube was honest about their algorithm and stuff, it's like I guess you could try to figure it out and then try to like game the system, which is I guess some people have done in the past, and then they change the algorithm for the mechanism for how many views something's gonna get. But it's like for better or for worse, that's what's happened, and it is what it is. But it's like content creators want to be seen. They want more views, and of course they do. And then they try to do a lot of crazy stuff to get more views, and then they get obsessed about it, kind of thing. They could. I've gone back and forth between what I've wanted, and I've been online for the past like almost 30 years, since the 90s. Started, like trying to be a content creator early on. At least since the early 2000s. The first video I uploaded was probably in 2004. I think I started an online journal 2002, probably 2002 at the earliest. And before that, I wasn't doing a lot, but I was online a little bit, and I was trying to do stuff. I mean, I was just mostly just talking to people and stuff like that. So it's kind of normal stuff that people do, kind of thing. But I have a tough time trying to summarize the kind of content that I put out. Obviously not adult content, even though I'm like an adult, but it's like basically, so it's like I'm into history and music and health and comedy and basically everything. How-to videos, I don't know, everything. Can I say everything? I don't know. You can see the avatars on my screen. That kind of illustrates a little bit what I'm into, even though there's like probably a lot of stuff that's not included here. I probably should add some more to these, like I'm included. If you look at my screen, Angry Bird, Sonic, there's on the other side, there's me, my name. Then it's like there's Angelina Jolie, there's a girl from Ozark, there's Chrissie Mayer, and the other comedian, the red, what's her name again? Can't remember it now. Britney Spears, Hulk Hogan, Owen Sawyer, one girl from Made for Love. There's Harry Potter, and what's his name? Austin Powers. There's the other version of Lara Croft. It's not Angelina Jolie of the Tomb Raider. It's the other girl from the reboot from like 2018. There's Darth Vader from Star Wars. There's the girl and the guy from the Outlanders, and then there's Nintendo's Mario, and those kind of illustrates the kind of things that I'm into. I'm probably just like a normal person in some ways, but then again maybe not. And I was born in 85, and I'm 37 years old, and I've not been married. I haven't really dated. There was one time I was with a girl, but not really. But that was 10 years ago. And that was only for like a month. But I don't really count that. I feel like that was a relationship I shouldn't have been in. But other than that, I've been really single, and I've really chosen. Like I make a conscious decision not to date, even though it's like I probably could. Not that I don't talk to people, because sometimes I do, and sometimes I'll spend time looking around and talking to people and meeting people. And I like to meet people, and it's not like I don't want to date. And this video is not supposed to be about that, but a quick explanation is like I'm the kind of person that gets obsessed over projects, and so I probably don't do a really good job highlighting the projects I work on. I do a lot of writing, and sometimes I make videos about it, but how would you know if YouTube deleted over 10,000 videos? How would you know what I've done? It's like you think you know me, you think you know what kind of stuff I have, but how would you know if over 10,000 videos are gone? It's like you don't really know who I am. You don't know what kind of person I am. You don't know. Am I bitter about that? Am I like angry and upset about that? Yeah. And you should be. That's another thing. It's like people always talk about, oh, you shouldn't be angry. But it's like, if you're hit in the heart, it's like, it's going to be hard and it's going to be hurtful. I probably should be like dating and stuff or whatever. I've decided not to, and there's a wide variety of reasons. Like, it's just mostly that I feel like first, for the most part, I just feel like I'm just too busy. But eventually I have to find a way to make time for that, because that's important. But there has to be, like, for me, I imagine there has to be a stopping point. And if I've said this before, I'll say it again. Like, I believe strongly that there is a stopping point in that the projects that I'm working on is not unending. And there is a difference between the projects I'm working on here and the projects that are online. It's very important to me. And sometimes I wonder if it's even worth mentioning. Like, I keep a daily blog and I talk about the things that I'm passionate about in them. I take note of things that I care about. I keep a log of like what I'm doing. I include like my activity online in my daily blog, and it's a syndicated blog, and I just put it out there for the record in case something happens to me. If I'm a honeypot or whatever, if something happens, at least it's out there for the record. If something was to happen to me, not that I would do something to myself, because I never would. I will not. I will not kill myself. I always hesitate. If you're ever wondering why I'm hesitating, a lot of times I'm hesitating because I'm just thinking in the back of my mind, is YouTube going to take down this video? Is TikTok going to take down the video? Is, this website or that website going to take down the video because I said a naughty word, or I said a word that I'm not allowed to say, even though it's not a bad word, even if it is, whether or not it's a bad word or not, it's like they take stuff down for the craziest things, and it's pretty disappointing. And so I'm self-censoring myself, and I'm watching over what I say, and it's like, that's good and that's bad to do that. Like, everybody got to do that, but it's like, to what extent are you doing it? And it's pretty crazy, but it is what it is. I like to say that. I like to say it is what it is. I also want to say that after doing this video thing for a while, I have to say that I personally believe that I'm not really good at this. At least sometimes I'm not good at this. And for the people that do this kind of stuff, they're probably better at it than I am. That is hard for me to say because I also believe that I am good sometimes or a little bit at some stuff. Problem is, I'm kind of good at a lot of different things, but so is a lot of people. But does that mean I'm better than other people? No. Does that mean I'm worse than other people? Sometimes I am. And I find some of this hard to do. Like, how do you make a video where you talk about stuff that you've talked about before? Because some of this stuff YouTube deleted. So I feel like I'm kind of trying to explain myself again. And then there's a question of, am I saying this to anybody? I guess if I was doing a live stream and somebody was to ask me a question, then I guess it'd be easier to be like, oh, thank you, Billy, for asking a question. I will answer. Oh, you want to know why I'm not dating? Or you want to know why I upload crazy videos? Or you want to know this? You want to know that? And sometimes I've got some questions from people, and then I answer those questions, and I think I probably should do some live streams and stuff, and then like answer questions and stuff, and do my stuff and upload my content and stuff. I think it's difficult because I spread myself so thin. I've had some people tell me that. I've talked about this, and I believe that's a good thing and a bad thing, and it's something that happens. I believe that I have some stuff that I can offer the world that can be good or something, funny or stupid or whatever, depending on who you are and what you take from it. And I believe that I have probably done myself wrong in some ways, in that I mix the good stuff with the bad stuff. I do stuff, but I'm always like mixing everything together when I'm making content. I just put it all together. Not that I try to mix the good with the bad. It just kind of happens, and sometimes I do it on purpose and sometimes I don't, but it just happens sometimes. And I was uploading a bunch of videos over the course of my life, and especially sometimes like I go through these moments where I'm just like uploading a lot of stuff, or posting a bunch all of a sudden. I could probably show you a timeline and explain, but it's like, and like I created a bunch of YouTube channels over time, and especially at certain times, like especially 2010. I was creating a bunch of different profile accounts on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, mostly those three websites, and it was right after Blake Webb died, and I've done it a little bit before that too. You know, I do that kind of thing. I create accounts, and sometimes I'm creating it with the idea that I need a backup for when I'm banned, I can go to this other account, and good thing that I have another account. And then if they try to take that down, I can go to another YouTube channel, I can go to another Facebook account, I can go to another Twitter, and continue to raise hell and stuff, whatever that I'm doing, kind of thing. And I've had that in the back of my mind going on for a long time, like going back like a long time, like at least 2010. Well, I mean, sometimes like in some cases like longer than that, but it's like that's always been like in the back of my mind kind of thing going on like for so long kind of thing. And it's like sometimes it's disappointing because I feel like I really wanted to trust big tech, and I wanted to believe that they wouldn't take down people that were not terrible people. Like, why would they want to delete my channel? Why would they want to, kick me off Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and everywhere else? And it's not like I'm a big famous celebrity, and it's not like I'm a terrible person, because I'm not. And why would they do that? And I felt like they had unlimited stories. Like, you can just upload unlimited video and photos to Facebook, YouTube, etc. And this kind of thing spoils us into thinking that every website should allow us to upload unlimited content, and it could be anything. It's like, the thing about censorship is that we were dragged into this hole. This, like, it's mostly a Facebook hole. Not that the other websites didn't do it too. They did it too, but it's like it was mostly Facebook that was dragging a lot of people in, a whole lot of people in, like Mark Zuckerberg saying Facebook is a platform for all ideas. And that really spoils people globally into thinking like, okay, I can just do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. I can upload anything that I want onto the platform, because Mark Zuckerberg said in some videos, in some interviews early on, 2009 or whenever it was, 2008, maybe before that too, like, he's just like, yeah, Facebook is a platform for all ideas. He said it. And not that we shouldn't have like known them better or whatever, but it's like, it is what it is. But it's like, it kind of warps you psychologically. Not that you shouldn't have known better, but it's like you feel like I can do anything. Not that you can or cannot, because it's like, what is free speech? Like the First Amendment in America, what is that all about? What does that mean? Do you have it? Do you not have it? But regardless, it's like, a website should be clear as much as they can with what they want to allow and not allow. The problem becomes when you're dragging people into that hole, which is what Facebook was doing, and then YouTube was doing it, other websites was doing it. The problem is people start feeling so comfortable because they were enticed to do anything, when really Facebook shouldn't have done that in the first place. But they were doing that because they were like trying to get as many people in as possible early on, and so it's like they had to make the whole thing feel like some kind of safe haven, some kind of paradise, some kind of heaven place where you can do whatever you want. And then later on, they started coming back in. They started coming back in. They started, how do I say it? They started like saying, just kidding. They're like, all right, everybody, you can't do this, can't do that. We're joking, yeah. We said before, you could do anything. You can say anything, you can upload anything, you can publish anything, you can post anything, but not this. Oh, wait a minute, not that, and not this, and not this other thing. And slowly but surely, they started walking their words back. And they shouldn't have done that in the first place. They shouldn't have dragged so many people in the first place. And it's not like they didn't know any better, but you can defend them all you want. But it destroyed a lot of people in so many ways, financially mostly, but also psychologically. And that's probably the bigger crime, is how they hurt people. I hope this video doesn't get removed, because like, I guess this video is not supposed to be about that. But I made videos about this, a little bit about some of the stuff that I'm talking about. I've talked about it on my blog, but it's like I've gone all over the place with what I've done in my life, and especially online. And sometimes I might be self-sabotaging myself. Sometimes I might be. Maybe. I'm saying might be. I'm not saying that I am or am not. But I am and I am not. But it depends on the situation and stuff. Over the years, over the past 30 years, especially the past 30 years, and more so the last 20 years, since the early 2000s, online, especially online, on the World Wide Web, I would self-sabotage sometimes. I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes I feel like I need to, like, dox myself. I need to act as crazy as possible to get attention, so that people will see what else I'm saying. And then I have some other stuff that's important too. But it's like, how do you market yourself? And sometimes you do need to do that. And there's other examples I've mentioned before. All kinds of people can do this kind of thing. And it could be a good thing or a bad thing to be crazy or not crazy, but it's not entirely that I'm being crazy as a joke, because sometimes it's like I am a crazy person, and so it's like it's not an act, and sometimes it is an act. And so there's a little bit of a paradox going, a little bit of a duality going, where it's like I have different things going on. But I guess it's like you got people like that, and it is something that happens. But I just want people to know that. But I guess at some point I should have like a website. Like, imagine if I had a website like Oatmeal.com, except I think that's already taken. But what I would want to do, which I kind of do with my blog, and I kind of have links, and I try to summarize who I am, what I do, the content, and everything else. I try to summarize it in my daily blog, and the articles, my syndicated blog, my daily syndicated blog on hive.blog, steamy.com, blurt.blog, S&C, Peaked, all these different websites, and as many as I can. I try to mirror my content, and I encourage other people to mirror my content, steal my content, share my content, whatever it is, my different content, all different kinds of content that I put out there over the years, videos and photos and articles and memes, GIFs, anything else that might be out there, all kinds of things. And I encourage people to do that. Steal my stuff, give me credit, don't give me credit. Sue me, take me to court, throw me in jail, kill me, suicide me. My stuff's not copyrighted. I don't want people to hurt me, but it's if people want to do it, they're gonna do it. And where was I going with that? I try to make a website on my blog in a way, because I don't have a main website. I've had some websites and I've kept some blogs, and what I would want to do, like I said, I would want to have a website where I could have a tab, something in the menu that says if you're new, click here, and then I could have a video, a really well done video with editing, clips of highlights from my life, and I could be this is who I am, this is what I do this, I do that. Sometimes I'm crazy, sometimes I'm stupid, sometimes I'm boring, sometimes I'm serious, sometimes I'm this thing, that thing, this thing, other thing. I don't know, all these different things in one. And sometimes I'm singing a song except I try to sing better than that. Sometimes I try to sing good, and sometimes I don't. And sometimes I try to sing good, but then it doesn't come out that well. But I have a pretty tough time, trying to define myself. And then I upload videos to TikTok too. But I find it hard to introduce myself for a wide variety of reasons. And sometimes when I try to make videos about it, like this, for example, I end up just rambling for hours and hours. And this video is actually gonna be short. Believe it or not, you're like, what? It's 37 minutes long. At least 37 minutes so far. And believe it or not, it could be longer. Because I could just go on and on and on. But I don't know. It's I have a lot of passion. That's why I do what I do. I'm not saying that I'm right about what I do. I often feel like and believe that I am right. But that doesn't mean I am. But it's I just want to show people stuff. I want to share my opinions, express myself a little bit. But I want people to know that I'm not always one thing or another thing, because sometimes I'm looking at the camera and I'm like, I'm Joey Arnold! And then it's people can be like, that's all you are. You're just that bum drunk, always shouting and screaming, saying God damn it all the time. And I can be like, didn't you see my other videos? Didn't you see my other articles? And they could be like, we don't care. All we see is this. And that's all you are. And so I've been split on how I feel about that. About first impressions and everything else. What do you do? A lot of people can be like, well, I'm going to try to hide anything that could be controversial, anything that can get me in trouble, anything that could blackmail me, dox me, hurt me, damage me, because I need a good public image, first good impression for my brand, for my company, for myself, for the stuff that I'm selling or shilling, all the stuff I'm trying to plug. People can be like that. A lot of people can be like that a lot of times, and it's understandable and probably healthy in a lot of contexts. A lot of ways it could be really good, and I don't disagree. It's very good, and for me, I don't necessarily disagree, but then again, I feel like there is value in just doing something sometimes, even though it may hurt you, because in the end, it may be better than the alternative. Sometimes you don't know what is going to happen if you do something when you're putting out stuff, putting out content. Sometimes it's going to work and sometimes it's not going to work. And I've gone back and forth with how I feel about some of that stuff, and I know that it's controversial, but I also know that they're gonna get you either way. If they want to get you, some people may not like you, and some people may try to take you down, and it may not be good. But perhaps if you do it to yourself first, it might be better than if they do it later on. And that was one of the ideas that I had going on, like one of the motivations, one of the reasoning behind why I act like a crazy person sometimes, because I feel like it's marketing and I feel like it's effective, and also it's mostly that I'm a crazy person and I just do it naturally because I enjoy having fun like other people, whether it's Alex Stein or a wide variety of people. But and that person comes to mind because I think he's really cool, but a lot of other people too. But I think it's effective, and I liked the reason. One of the reasons why I'm bringing up Alex Stein is because I really like what he was saying. He was hosting the War Room Friday, and he was talking to Gavin McInnes, and Gavin said to Alex that he's doing really good, and it's unfortunate that too many people on the right they really don't want to push the envelope when they're trying to influence society. And that is unfortunate because people on the left, they're able to influence culture very well. And they've been doing this for 100 years, if not longer than that. What is the history of the Democrats? How many years back does it go? 200 years? Or longer? I don't know. Where did they come from? Did they come out of nowhere in the 1800s? Or were they simply called by another name before that? I don't know. I've not done a deep dive, but I know that I agree with what Gavin McInnes was saying, and I think that is true, and Alex Stein was talking about that on InfoWars. It's the show after the Alex Jones show. There's a show after that called The War Room, and Alex Stein was hosting, and I really liked what he was saying. And I think it's good to understand when something is not working, that you should probably do another thing. Not necessarily. It depends, but you really gotta stop and consider what your options are. And Alex said that a lot of people on the right don't use their real names, and it's understandable because you can like get doxxed, you can get your lives ruined, and you get fired and all this stuff, harassed, and a lot of people were, and people feel pretty devastating, and so they try to protect their privacy, which is understandable because it's part of the Fourth Amendment, by the way. It's like privacy is fundamental, it's important, so is the First Amendment and Second Amendment. But how do you affect culture if you're just hiding behind a bowl of oatmeal? How do you do that? Like, really gotta get out there and push the boundaries like the left does. And Gavin was commemorating Alex. He was congratulating Alex for doing that kind of thing. And I think that's good. And I'm not necessarily trying to like compare myself to Alex because I've not done those things that he's done. I've not gone up to AOC and said, "Hello, my big booty." No, wait, that's what AOC said. Wait, what did Alex actually say? But it's like going up to celebrities or going to town hall meetings, city council meetings, telling them what's on your mind, or acting like you're a leftist as a way of saying, this is what the leftists believe, this is what people on the left believe, or some of the crazy people do, and this is the direction that society is going in if we don't turn around. If we don't turn around, kind of thing. And it's like sometimes you need comedy to help people see that. One of the things that I find really hard to come by is I feel like I'm really split between the political world and the comedy world or the entertainment world. And I follow different kinds of people, especially on YouTube, and I like both of them. But a lot of people, they're going to be focused on one style. Not always. I mean, it's like not always, but it's like it's like a person can do a little bit of both, but they're probably going to focus on one or the other. They're probably either going to focus like on politics, or they're going to focus on entertainment. Not that they don't go back and forth, and some people do go back and forth a lot, and some people more than others. But I find myself in that limbo land of what am I best at? What should I focus on? I guess some people should probably tell me, I've had some people kind of tell me that I'm good at comedy, and that goes back many years, back to like 95 with Tiffany Combo. But it's like I know myself in a lot of ways, and in some ways I don't. And I think that's important to explore. That's one of the reasons why I put out an autobiography, a daily blog, and I explore my life. And I think it's applicable and enlightening in a lot of ways. But I'm still in the midst of working on some projects. Like I said, like some of the projects here where I am right now, the projects include scanning photos and stuff that I have here that, it's just a bunch of stuff, but it's like records, and I'm not record players, but it's like just like drawings and stuff from my life, but also like other people too, like my family and family, relatives, friends. I have all this stuff, and it's not unending. it's not like something that will be impossible to finish. What's hard for me is I'm going back and forth between different things, and that's why I'm not totally done with like one project or another project, because I'm constantly being stopped, including like this video. I probably could have spent my time in the book shed, going through some stuff, or this room, or whatever else on the computer, or out and about. But because I could be like looking at things, documenting things, scanning things, this thing, that thing, another thing, all these different things, and that contributes to the projects, the things that I'm working on. And then I have in my mind a little bit like a stopping point, in that I'm able to like somewhat document it or make a note of something, maybe scan a photo, scan a thing, scan a paper, scan a this thing, scan a that thing, scan a whatever, this or that, all these different things, scan it, document it, and or, like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, so that I kind of know, I kind of have a feeling, like maybe some dates, so that I can kind of like have it on record, and then save it on a computer, save it on an email, upload it to a website, to a daily blog, syndicate it in case my computer blows up, and then I have a copy in the email, copy on websites, copy in videos, different places, because I feel like anything can happen at any time. And especially because I've been burned in the past, whether I'm being paranoid or not, that's how I feel. And it's based on a lot of different things from my life, different things that has happened. Whether or not I'm right about it, right or wrong, I do what I do. I've done what I've done. Not to say that I don't change. Not to say that I won't stop. But I want you to know that I believe strongly in what I do. I'm passionate in what I do, and what I do is I try to juggle through my priorities, my projects. I try to go back and forth. And a lot of times I get derailed and I get sidetracked with this thing, with another thing, because, all this stuff's happening, and I'm helping out family, we're always working on, like, mostly on the gardens, but outside of that, I'm here, and I'm working on all this stuff, and I really do want to do as much as I can, and then have some stopping points, and then I can decide whether or not I want to move and go somewhere and start a new chapter in my life, and also maybe go to the next level in content creation, especially videos, where I'm uploading videos, better videos and stuff, especially if I'm in a new location, a different state, different country. I think about those things, but I don't want to do it right now. And you can think whatever you want to think, but I'm really going to do what I do, meaning that I'm going to try my best to quickly get to a stopping point where I feel comfortable with what I've done, even though it may not be complete. And it's like in life, you can't really finish things, especially if you're a perfectionist. And that's the kind of person that I am. So I'm not going to say that I can really finish projects, especially if I'm always starting new ones all the time, which is always something like I'm brainstorming ideas of stuff, and there's different types of projects. I would split the projects into two categories, mostly projects that I can only do here and projects I can do anywhere. it's like, I mean, I guess you could do projects anywhere, but for the most part, in order to do some of the projects here, somewhere else, I would need a big giant truck, a U-Haul truck, pick up all this stuff, take with me to another location if I was to like move away, go somewhere else. And I've not decided where I would go if I was to go somewhere else. And I don't really talk about that with anybody because I really don't want to commit to anything until I feel like I've done a good job at a general outline of the projects I'm working on. Like, I just want to be able to like take a snapshot of the different things that I care about, the stuff that I believe in, and a part of me doesn't care what you think, what other people think, kind of thing. I do what I do, even if nobody cares about it, because I just want to do what I want to do. That kind of contributes to why I'm not dating at the moment, because I feel like, what kind of weirdo would want somebody like me who does all this kind of stuff? And so I do want to date, but I feel like I want to be able to like summarize my life, put it in a video or something, maybe in a blog, an article, in a series of memes and photos and videos and all these kinds of different things, especially online, especially like it has to be, it should be, that's what I want, so that I could like potentially, hypothetically, maybe not hypothetically, but really like, if I was to like consider dating or just having friends or whatever, like I could be like, hey girl, you like me or you don't like me, or I like you, but let me say something before I try to be a smooth criminal like a Michael Jackson. Before I try to come at you, let me show you some of my stuff, some of my content, some of my videos, good or bad, this thing or that thing, whatever it is or isn't, here it is. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's who I am. And if you wanted to date me, marry me, or whatever, warning, 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 warning. It's like, I'm a weirdo, and I like oatmeal and this thing, and I believe in this, and I believe in that, and I think this, and I think that, and I feel like this, and I feel like that, and sometimes I feel like a nun, sometimes I don't, and this is what I did in my life, and I was in prison. Oatmeal Giuliano was in prison. You must be a bad man. You must be a terrible person because Kathy stole my bike. Why is that so hard to say? I don't know, but it's like. And I can go on for hours and hours and hours going through my life, and like, this year and I did this, and that year I did that, and this person and that person and this place and that place, and this is what I think about this thing and that thing, and this is what I believe about this thing and that thing, and I believe in free speech. Oh my God! And I believe in this, and I believe in that, and I think this and I think that, and it's like. And I can go on for hours and hours and hours. Who wants to sit there? Who's even watching this video? I don't know. Maybe a few people. But outside of that, I don't know. There's a part of me that wants people to watch my stuff. And there's a part of me that's like, nah, I don't know about that. But, like, there's a little bit of a duality, inside my brain. Like, do people care? Do people not care? You do this because, people like this. You got to do that. No, do this because this is what you care about. This is what you're passionate about. So do what you do. Just put out content online that you care about. No, do stuff that only people like, because like that's how you're going to get clicks and views. So there's like a back and forth going on. And it's like, so this is me and I'm uploading this video. And it's about an hour long, and I have to decide whether or not I keep on talking or not. But I really do want to have some websites, some channels on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, etc. like some big channels. Like I want to have a main channel. I also want to have other channels. I've created channels in my life, but it's so hard to limit it to like a top 10. Like a top 10, like, okay, you have a main channel, you have a main account on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and this website and that website and this blockchain and this email and this forum and this bulletin board and this thing and that thing and another website and this social media, this ghetto website plays, and this one and that one and another plays, and the Weibo and the one whatever they do in China and this website and another website, and like you want to have your main username, and it's like I think about that kind of stuff, and I like, okay, well, what would be my top 10 channels or groups or communities or whatever on Facebook and YouTube and don't forget Discord and all these different places, all these different things, and I think about it and I try to make lists, and I've gone back and forth trying to determine those things, and feel like it's pretty devastating sometimes. I just feel like I don't know exactly how to do it. I'm thinking about reading a list of main topics that I care about, which is like everything kind of thing. Like I try to come up with like a list of like 10 or 20 topics that can summarize everything in the universe, everything you could ever imagine. But it's just like it's so hard to summarize and outline everything and try to make like some main categories for everything, and then have some subcategories that can go under and inside, especially like if it's a bunch of folders, a bunch of directories, and in a hard drive in a computer. I live on a computer a lot, literally just like dancing on top of a computer, and I feel like I want to try to summarize a lot of stuff so that I don't have to change it in the future. I don't have to go back and try to figure it out. I really want to try to figure it out. It's just like you can try to imagine what are the main topics. Or it's like, what are the main categories for everything in the universe? There's different ways to do it. One easy way to do it, I mean, not easy, but easier way to do it is to separate the content that you have on your computer between what kind of media is it, what kind of file is it. Very, very simply put, you can have a main category, a main directory, a main folder on your computer that says videos. Everybody knows that. It's like self-explanatory. So it's like, think about this. Different kinds of medias. How many different kinds of medias are there? Different kinds of files. You can think videos, photos, documents, games, programs, files. Then you might want to have like downloads and a desktop folder, and there might be a few others. But it's very difficult. Like, I just named a few, and then you're probably thinking, what about GIFs? And I would say a GIF is either under photos or videos. Let me think. What's the definition of video? Definition of video is a combination of photos and audio. Did I say audio? Yeah. Did I forget to say audio? Audio and music. Now, music could be put under audio because music is a type of audio, or you can keep it separate just for fun. But technically, music is under audio. But see, a meme could be a video or it could be photos, or a meme could be a bunch of different things. So it's like, is the meme category a separate entity? And I kind of go back and forth with how I feel about that. On my computer, I have 28 main categories on my main hard drive. Here's what I have. Wait, not actually, sorry. Not 28. Some of these don't count because it's like the last 3 is trash 0, trash 999, trash 1000. What's that all about? Oh, and then there's another trash. We'll count 1 trash, but not the other 3. So minus 3. 25. Okay, 25 folders, main categories as follows: templates, directory, notes, tasks, timeline, users, audio, computers, content, desktop, documents, downloads, files, games, hardware, internet, lost and found. Okay, I don't think that one counts. But the computer automatically put that one in it, but I don't like that. Like, what is lost and found? I guess I don't know. I don't like it. But continuing on, music, people. I don't know about people. Maybe that could probably be included in the directory. Phones, pictures, software, trash, upload. Which that one, I don't know about that one. Videos, that's it. So basically, that's what I got. Now, I don't know how I feel. Like, what did I say? GIFs. What is a GIF? A GIF is usually a GIF has. I mean, I guess GIF only has one definition. What am I thinking? A GIF. I mean, can a GIF have audio? I don't think so, because if it had audio, then it's basically a video. So a GIF is just a series of photos. So would you put it in the photo category or the video category? I think you have to keep GIFs in the photo category because it doesn't have audio. Even though it's a series of photos, which is what video is, but video is also audio. Therefore, GIF does not meet the standard, the definition. Therefore, you can't do it. So that is one way you can try to organize everything. And so I think about that, where I'm organizing things based on what kind of file is it? What kind of media is it? Is it a video file? Is it a photo file? Is it a document? And let me say, subcategories for documents might include documents and text files, and then it gets a little bit iffy because then you're thinking, what is a PowerPoint? What kind of file is a PowerPoint is text and pictures. Sometimes it's kind of video-y because, like moving graphics is basically, and then if you have sound effects, and so in a way a PowerPoint can be almost like a video, but you wouldn't categorize it as a video. So is it a video? And I guess for now I'm just going to say that a PowerPoint is basically a document. It's a collaboration of different medias coming together into one file, one PowerPoint. You have a few others like that, Excel, and all this other stuff I don't remember because I don't do a lot of that stuff a lot of times. And then you have like blogs. You have HTML code, which is like usually what they use for websites, the code that creates the website, the web page. And HTML is just text, and so technically it's just a text file.
So you could categorize it that way, or you could have a separate category called internet. So it's kind of a little bit of both. So some of this is really, really tricky when you get into the subcategories. It becomes a little tricky. The farther in you go down the rabbit trail of trying to organize stuff, and so that's just the easy route, is to look at everything through that frame of mind, those lens, that perspective. Another way to look at everything is through main categories, and some of those main categories to highlight and outline everything in the universe would include history, science, religion, arts, education, entertainment. What else is there? And there's different kinds of media, different kinds of files that we just went over a second ago, like videos and photos. And it becomes really tricky if you want to include everything. Do you include them, or do you put them as a subcategory of these main topics, these main categories, these main topics, like what comes first, the chicken or the egg? What comes first, a video or like the history topic? And my conclusion would be, when I'm organizing things on a computer, I want to focus on the type of file it is, and then the subcategories would be the topics, if anything. Like that's where it would be. So I would have a video folder, and then inside the video folder would be a history folder or a science folder. Generally, I don't do that, but that might be one way to do it. But it becomes tricky because if there's like a bunch of different people using the same computer, then you may want to categorize like the main categories would be like, oh, this is my stuff in the folder, and then, oh, this is Susie's stuff, this is Billy's stuff, and you separate it by people, and then they divide that up however they want, depending on the individual in their own documents, their own files. But it's like, you kind of have to have like some kind of hierarchy, some kind of system for organizing. I'm like a professional organizer, and I kind of want to talk about this kind of stuff. And so I'm literally making a video where I'm just like talking about this stuff, and I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't want to listen to this, but it's like, I feel like it's important, and that's one of the dilemmas I have in my life, where I am passionate about a wide variety of things, and I want to do all these different things and talk about all these different things, but then I have to figure out how do I do that. And so this kind of goes into the conversation of how do I do that. And so I kind of go back and forth with trying to determine, do I have a different channel for different things, and then how many different channels would that be? Because I kind of go back and forth with all the different things that I want to be, that I am, that I care about, the stuff that I want to talk about, the things that I want to do, the things that I want to write about, stuff that I want to talk about, things that I want to do, the things I've done, and all this kind of stuff. Because I just kind of go all over the place. And sometimes you don't know what kind of oatmeal you're going to get. Are you going to get the crazy oatmeal? Are you going to get the bookworm, nerdy oatmeal? You know, you go click on a video. If somebody was to like accidentally watch my video, or if they want to watch my video, it's like, what kind of oatmeal are they going to get? And even I don't even know. And it's like, is the oatmeal guy, is he going to stay on one topic? Is he going to stick to one genre in a video, in an article, in the whatever it is, the content that he's doing at any particular time? Is he gonna stick to one niche, one thing, one kind of style? Is he gonna go back and forth? Does it work? Is that what the audience want? Does it matter what the audience want? Well, it does and it doesn't, but it does and it does. Seriously, it does and it doesn't. I have to say that. I have to say that. I want to say that. I just want to say that, but I have to say that. But I don't have to say that, but I want to say that. I believe in that. I believe in that. And I find it very difficult. Music would be a main category. History, health, religion, music. I wrote it down earlier today, like a bunch of different main topics. Another main topic would be life. Within life would be culture and fashion. And I would say fashion. I think I might have said that fashion was a subcategory of health. I might have said that, but I think I've changed my mind. Possibly. I feel like now, if life was a main category, then under that would be health. Maybe not health. In a way, like everything can go under life. All the categories of the universe, because everything comes from the perspective of life, including death, because death is like the end and the beginning of life. And so it's like destruction is at the end and beginning, because you kind of have to have destruction in order to begin the cycle again, kind of thing. Not to say that I believe in that, but I do and I don't. I do and I don't. Seriously, let me explain. No, I don't have time. Even after an hour talking, I don't have time to explain. But it's kind of like the cycle thing. There's like a good thing about it and a bad thing about that. But it's like I believe in that, and I think that's kind of cool and stuff. But so there's like subcategories under life, and then another main topic would be work. Another main topic would be play. And underneath play would be topics like games and sports and, like video games and board games and what do you do for fun? What are your hobbies? Or vacation, I guess. Anything that has to do with play, all kinds of stuff. But what's another topic? Education. A lot of things can go under education. Another main topic would be communication, and under that would be like communicating and language. And within language would be like different languages, and then you got like symbols and characters and letters and numbers and whatever else, punctuation, except a punctuation is a type of symbol or character. But basically, all of that stuff is under language and literature and communication, and which is kind of related to education in a way, but I would keep those two topics separate, because they're a little bit different. It's like a lot of different topics and categories can fit into each other, but at the same time they're different. They can be different if you make it different. If you inside your mind, if you make it different, because like there's a different way of thinking about different things, and every way that you look at it in a different way could be a separate category, and therefore should be kept separate because of that. And it's only logical. There has to be some kind of logic to the insane world that we live in, and because I feel like the world is so crazy, I try to make sense of everything. And that's why I spend time obsessing over everything. And that's why I'm like literally making a video about this and talking over an hour talking about some of this stuff. And from the top of my head, I can see some of this. And from the top of my head, I can say, what are the other categories and topics out there? I wrote it down on a piece of paper. I could go and get it and grab it and stuff. But I wanted to like do this to myself, test myself, see how much of it I can remember. Another main category would be like technology. And okay, I remember what I wanted to say now. And another, like, technology is pretty self-explanatory. Technology is a good main topic or category. I love technology. And you can use your imagination. What would be the subcategories for technology? You can probably figure that out on your own, but like another main topic would be creation. And I don't know exactly if that's the best word for it. I wanted a general word for this main topic, and some of the subcategories for creation would include construction, engineering, possibly technology, but maybe not. It's kind of different, but just the concept of making stuff, designing stuff, creating stuff, all kinds of stuff, whether it's technology, a building, biology, which is actually not biology. I don't really mean that, like, because biology is more under the category of science. And that's the tricky thing about going about all this, because there's so many different categories and subcategories that kind of just cross port. They kind of intersect with each other, and it's like they could be in multiple categories, which is okay, I guess. But it's like it just becomes so chaotic when you're trying to organize everything, and you're like, okay, this thing goes in that thing, like a Russian doll. A doll within a doll within a doll, a dream within a dream within a dream, a Joey within a Joey within a Joey, and so on and so forth. A timeline within a timeline, a pocket timeline for all you Friends fans out there. It becomes very chaotic when you're trying to organize everything, because so many different things are intermixed with other things. Which brings me up to another point about my beef with people who only use the word compare to describe things that are similar, and only that. And the common idiom is you cannot compare apples with oranges. And so instead they like to say, well, you contrast one thing like an apple with an orange because an apple is not an orange, and therefore you contrast. I, however, disagree, and I don't know if anybody agrees with me. I guess I have not found anybody yet, and this kind of goes back to one of the reasons why I'm not dating, is because like I have crazy beliefs, and some of it's understandable, but some of it maybe not. But not that it matters, because you can't find somebody who's perfect, who agrees with everything with you. Like when you're like dating, you want to marry or not marry or whatever you want to do, is like you have to make some kind of compromise and try to figure out what that line is when you're trying to compromise and try to meet in the middle kind of thing when you're dating. And then how do you get along with it and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, and I'm not really here to talk about that, but I'm just like, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to talk about all that. But it's like, but it's like, this is one of the things I have, like, one of my beefs I have with people is like those two words, like that's always coming to my mind. Like it's always coming to my mind, like almost every day, like compare and contrast. Like the way that I look at it is, if I want to compare two things or multiple things, I'm going to do it. Whether or not I should or shouldn't, I don't care. Because to me, comparing is an act, it's a service, it's a thing that you do, and you do it. And it has nothing to do with what you're comparing. And then a lot of times people will say, you can only compare if the two things are similar. But how am I supposed to know until I go through the act and the service of doing it in order to determine? But even if I am or am not, like, it's like, it shouldn't matter. Because to compare is to find similarities between two items, two things. Whether they're actually identical or not doesn't matter, because nothing, not even a snowflake, is identical. And it's like, can't you get that through your thick little skull? Don't you understand that? Don't you know that? Don't you understand that things are not the same? And so therefore you cannot compare anything by that line of thinking. You cannot compare anything with anything. If things had to be identical, not even two snowflakes can be compared with each other. They say you cannot compare an apple with an orange. Don't compare apples with oranges. But you cannot even compare apples with apples, because one apple is not like the other apple. One apple's not gonna look like another apple. So what makes you think that you can't compare one apple with another apple? Or why do you think you can compare one apple with another apple? Because it's like you can't, because one apple's not identical. It's not perfectly identical with another thing. It's like one thing is not totally identical with another thing, and so it's like numbers are not even identical with themselves, because the size and the weight of one apple does not equal the size and the weight of another apple that might be almost the same size, and therefore it doesn't really matter philosophically speaking. It's like nothing. I remember John Wicks talking about that. John Wicks, is that his name? John Wicks, not the Wicks from those movies, the other guy from New York. But it's like, what am I talking about? That's for you to find out if you want to find out. But publicly available what I'm talking about. But anyways, you can also contrast things too. Even things that are identical, you can contrast. And that's what I believe. I believe you can compare and contrast anything. You goddamn want to compare and contrast. You want to compare and contrast things that are identical or not identical. You can compare and contrast anything you want to compare and contrast. Anyways, I've been talking for about 90 minutes. It's like as long as the Star Wars movie. Actually, not that. Wait, how long is the Star Wars movie? 2 hours, and it hasn't been. Okay, it's a little bit. Okay, it's not that long. Okay, it's not that long, but okay, it's just like, okay, I've been talking for almost 90 minutes. I've been talking for 90 minutes! A quick introduction video about Ojawall2! This is right, I'm Oatmeal Arnold! Today is Sunday, the 8th day of January, 2023, at 6:27 p.m. PST! That's right here near Seattle! I'm making a video right now trying to talk a little bit about my life. And I've made videos and articles and all this kind of stuff in the past talking about my life a little bit. Sometimes I try to summarize it, and I try to talk in a normal way, and I try to talk not in a boring way, or I try to talk crazy sometimes. I try to talk not crazy sometimes, and I try to summarize this stuff in the articles and the photos and the memes and the videos on different websites, online, offline, here and there. I try to summarize it, and I spent many hours trying to talk about some of the stuff that I've done in my life over the past 30 years online, and since the day I was born in 1985, I'm an American, went to Vietnam and did all this stuff. And I wanted to kind of tell you that it's almost impossible to summarize my life. And I wanted to tell you that that's how I feel, even though I may be right and wrong about so many different things, so many things. And just wanted to highlight some of that stuff, and I wanted to go on some different rants, because I kind of feel passionate about some stuff, but there's more where that comes from, a whole lot more than where that comes from, and I need to do like live streams, where this live stream for 10 hours, and I need some better software. I was thinking about making some separate videos where I talk about some of this stuff. I was going to make a video where I talk about the organizing everything, different categories. I was thinking about doing that. I decided just to do a rant in this video, so I somewhat combined a few different videos in this video. Kind of saves time for the
saves me time for the editing and stuff. It's like I'm literally not editing this video or anything. Not that I haven't or won't or don't, because sometimes I do, other people do it. But it's like I'm literally going off right now on my computer and in this room and everywhere else, working on my project. Yeah. So I wanted to tell you, I just wanted to spend a bunch of time, just a little bit of time today on this video. Just wanted to say a couple different things about my life, who I am, what I did, what I done, what I did, what I'm doing, a little bit about some of the projects that I'm working on, some of them, and then the other ones we're not going to talk about. But it's like I'm not talking about the projects. But I just wanted you to know that I'm working on projects. But I don't want to talk about these projects. But I kind of tease you a little bit sometimes. Because some of them I kind of talked about before. And I did talk about some of that stuff. And I want you to know that I'm crazy. And I'm not crazy. And sometimes I make a fool of myself. And sometimes other people make a fool of myself. And they take me out of context and stuff. And sometimes I take myself out of context. And sometimes I do. And sometimes I don't. And a little bit of nuance. A little bit of subtlety. Subtlety, what's that? I don't know, man. Oh, man. And I feel like I'm not adequate. I'm not worthy. Wayne's World coming back on the face of melting oatmeal. Oh, man. Sometimes it's not going to work. Sometimes it's just not going to work. But, I want you to know that I believe a bunch of crazy stuff that's not crazy, but crazy and not crazy, and like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, like Jello, like a fruit salad, word salad, yeah, this right, Roy Mac, I believe in your face, I believe in a word salad, yeah, go around fishing around while I'm whatever I do, and everything I do is great and not great at the same time. What does that mean? I don't know. But I'm like a very serious person and a very crazy person. I want people to take me seriously and not take me seriously. I do. I want people to not laugh at me and laugh at me. And what does that mean? I don't know. But I'm trying to summarize who I am, what I do, and I don't think I can. I've been talking for 90 minutes, over 90 minutes now, and I feel like I haven't done my job. And in the back of my mind, I'm like thinking right now, I still want to make more of these videos where I introduce myself. And then I'll never ever get around to actually putting out content, actual content, even though I do have some content, whether it's videos and articles and everything else, all this different stuff, all these different things. I just want you to know that I do stuff and I've done stuff, and I want you to know that I did stuff and I've done stuff, but a lot of times a lot of people don't know. They don't know. They don't know I did this thing and I did that thing and this thing and that thing and another thing and this place and that year and this year I did this and I want to do it. I want to do one in West Virginia, one in Quebec, one in Idaho, one in California, one in Vietnam, stop by Japan. Clap your hands. We love you. We hate you. We don't think you crazy, ugly, pretty, beautiful. We do think you are. We don't think. We think we're great. We think you're great. Oh, man. That reminds me. I'm contemplating uploading a bunch of videos that I do have some of the videos that YouTube deleted out of the 10,000 videos. And I'm contemplating, when do I upload those videos? Where do I upload them to? I don't know. I gotta think about that. It's like too many cooks, too many oatmeal, too many cooks. I like that. Too many cooks! Too many cooks! Too many Angelina Jolie dolls. No, just kidding. We can never have too many of that. I have a thing for her for some reason. But anyways, I'm done simping. Stop simping, you weirdo! Get off the internet! Sorry you feel like that. Okay, I'll get off the internet right now.